Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Uh, Today I want to talk about the reality of nursing, the downside of nursing. Um, so yeah, this video is going to be kind of negative. Uh, I've been a nurse for 7 years and I love it. I do love nursing. There is no other, uh, nothing else I want to do. Eventually, I do think I want to get into teaching, but nursing, I do love it. It is fulfilling. So that's going to be a positive part of the video. Um, and I mean, when you go to nursing school and things like that, and when you see it on TV, like we see the positive part of it, which is why we want to do it. I don't think anybody really wants to get into a field that's like negative and gonna hurt them or mentally or emotionally, things like that. But I do want to keep it real. I do want to keep it real. So I'll make a separate video about all the great things of nursing and, why you should become a nurse, because I'm sure there's plenty of videos like that on YouTube, like why you should become a nurse. But I do want to be real, especially for people who are thinking about going into nursing, and then nursing students. I do want to be a little real. And again, these are just my experiences and maybe some experiences of some friends that I know, some stories that I've heard and things. So the reality, I was talking to a friend before, and I was just saying like how we nursing students, like how we bust our butt in school. We have to give over our life for 2 to 4 years for these degrees. We have no free time. It's just school, school, school. We, bust our butt for those grades. We have to pay for our tests. We got to pay for, all the schooling. And I know for me, I had to drive out of town in order to take my state boards. Like, we do so much just to, get through school, finish school, pass our boards, and then the whole interview process, making that nursing portfolio. I make a video on that, on things you should include in that nursing portfolio, as well as how we have to be and doing our interviews and how we have to prep for that. And I'll make another video on that one. Just some key tips, on how to succeed in your interviews. But yeah, how we do all that, we do all that work just to pretty much be treated like crap when we finally get that job. Like, we bust our butt just to be treated like crap. And it depends. I think it does depend too on what type of nursing that you're gonna do. Um, I mean, maybe office nursing is not so bad, but definitely when you're dealing with people, you're gonna come across a bunch of different personalities, and well, unfortunately, not all the personalities are positive, and not everybody's in a good mood. Especially with us nurses, again, we're dealing with sick people. We're dealing with people who sometimes it's the worst day of their life, and they feel like crap. They're going through a lot. They're worried about their jobs because they may not be able to go to work due to this illness. They're worried about their money and finances and just their own family life. So they're under a lot of stress. They're sick. They're hurting, and so you're not meeting people at the best time of their lives. And not everybody handles stress and illness the same. Some people really lash out, and unfortunately, since us nurses are the ones that do the bedside, we're right there with them, we get the brunt of that, you know? So, yeah. So, some downsides to nursing is what I just said. People will be mean to you. Patients are usually mean to you. They are snippy, they are snappy, they are demanding, um, ungrateful, and unthankful. A lot of time in nursing, you will not hear a thank you. You you just won't get that. They want what they want now. They they're in their situation, and oftentimes they feel like they're the center of the universe. They should be the center of your universe as well, and you need to cater to them right now. They don't want to wait for anything, and they don't really take in mind that you do have other patients who also feel the exact same way. So when they press their call light, they don't understand that you have like two or three other people pressing theirs at the same time. And all of them want their medication right now. All of them want to use the bathroom right now. All of them don't feel good right now. So, yeah. So with that, you just have to, again, guard your heart. You gotta guard your heart. You gotta guard your mind. Don't let these patients drive you crazy, because they can if you let them. And for me, I know that sometimes if I have like an especially demanding patient, or I can feel like they're getting there, I do make sure that I let them know, like, yeah, I do have four other people that I'm taking care of on this floor. I'll try to be back as soon as I can. I have to poke my head in here and see about this person, but I'll be back. Things like that. And sometimes that helps. Sometimes it does help when they press that call light and you don't come in immediately. Usually they do understand, like, oh yeah, she did tell me that she does have like four other people that she's taking care of, so perhaps she's in the room with one of those. So yeah, so that's one thing. The other thing, downside to nursing, is coworkers. Sometimes women can be hard to work with. Us women, we can be emotional, we can be moody, depending on the time of the month, sometimes not even depending on the time of, sometimes people are just mean, you know. So you will have to deal with that. Sometimes you will have to deal with coworkers who are lazy and don't want to help you. And then sometimes you're just going to be on a busy unit, on a busy floor where the other nurses can't help you. So just, dealing with coworkers, we all know that. We all know that. Even going to school, sometimes you got that mean bully in the class. It's just the same. It is the same. Another downside to nursing is the doctors. Unfortunately, 80% of doctors are jerks that I've come across. They are mean. They are rude. Yeah. And unfortunately, like, if your patient needs something, if their pain med isn't working for them or whatever, and you're trying to get that changed, sometimes the doctor's just not going to put any orders for a long time. And us nurses, we know we cannot do anything without a doctor telling us what to do, because again, that will get your license took real quick, doing that. So yeah, the patient doesn't understand it. All they know is that I asked you for this, and it's been an hour, it's been 2, it's been 3 hours, and it still ain't happened. So you get the brunt of their frustration, their anger. And so yeah, sometimes doctors are just they can be really awful. They really can. That's definitely, out of all the coworkers, all the people you have to work with in a team, doctors, for me, that's the worst. Doctors, let me tell you. I have a video on that as well. Let me see. Another downside is the amount of patients that you get. There is a nursing shortage, and these hospitals, it's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business, and if they can get their nurses to take on more patients, they will do that versus hiring another nurse to kind of make the load a little easier. If their nurses are willing to suck it up and just deal with having that huge load, they would do that. So patient load is a lot. It's a lot. And me working in the ICU, it's really intensive. We have multiple assessments we have to do, multiple meds, like, we're constantly in the room. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so when you have multiple patients, because in the ICU I would have four, that need one-on-one total care and no CNA. It's a lot. It's extremely stressful. It's a lot. And again, I'll go more into depth on that in another video. Another downside is family. You have those family members in there. You got those family members that love to film, love to film you doing things, giving meds and starting IBs and inserting, different things like that. So when you can get them out of the room for, uh, HIPAA and patient privacy, do that, because you do have a lot of family that's they're looking and observing, waiting for you to make a mistake, looking for something where they can sue. And then you have family who's very demanding of your time. They want you in here. They want you to take care of their loved one right now. They don't care about anything you have going on. They don't care. They want you in here now. So family can be really difficult. And then when you're super busy and you've got those family members that just keep calling and calling, and I want to update, and I want to update, and I want to update. Um, yeah, that's rough. Another downside to nursing is the hours. I know in a hospital here in Illinois, and I think just all over the U.S., you do 12-hour shifts. It's not really 12 hours. I know the hospital that I work at, it is like from 7 to 7:30. So that's your minimum. It's 12 and a half. Normally you're not going to get out. At least in my experience, we never get out at that 12 and a half mark. Is definitely more 13 and a half hour mark is when we're able to get out. So super long shifts. And if you think about that, that you're coming, especially if you're coming back that night, so you're already down to having, what is that, like 10 and a half hours left. You got to fit in sleeping in that time, eating, trying to relax, and then getting up again, getting ready and driving to the job. So you normally have about maybe 7 hours, 8 hours tops of just like you time where you can fit in sleeping, eating, and relaxing, and then the rest of that is spent like getting ready to go back and driving to the job and everything. So it's a lot. The hours can definitely be rough, especially if you have a family. And I have 2 kids. I have a whole family. So that's a downside. Um, and then I think the other downside that I want to touch on is the job, what you will be doing. Mainly, aside from time management, I'll make a separate one on that, on how to manage your time better. But that is definitely a key. That will make your job miserable if you do not know how to do time management, and if you can't prioritize care. Um, but the type of things that you will have to do, you will deal with poop and vomit and phlegm and urine and blood and wounds and mucus, drainage, stinky substances, gross things, infections. You will deal with that. You will see that. I know in my experience, these patients, when they come in, sometimes they act as though, since they're sick and since you're there to take care of them, that means that they don't have to do anything for themselves. Like, they don't even have to wipe their own butts. Some people don't even want to get up, and they're able. Some people don't want to even get up and go to the toilet. They'd rather sit there and poop all over themselves, all over their bed, or poop in the bedpan, and we have to clean those out. We have to clean those out. We have to scrape that poop out of that bedpan, and we have to wash that thing down. We have to deal with that. And let me tell you, a grown human's poop is way different than a little baby's poop. It's disgusting. It smells horrible. So yeah, you will definitely deal with a lot of that. A lot of nursing is very much so unglamorous. It's like half of it is charting, and the other half is dealing with bodily fluids and secretions. A lot of it. A lot of it. A lot of smells, a lot of things. And in the hospital, you don't really have a lot of CNAs, so you're going to be doing that. You're going to be dealing with a lot of that. So yeah, those are, some of the main downsides I can think of when it comes to nursing. But the worst one to me, definitely by far, is just being treated like crap. Um, yeah, I don't like being treated like crap. I don't like that. I don't like being yelled at or screamed at, especially if I'm, doing my job and doing it to the best of my ability. I don't like that. And sometimes a lot of times it would feel very thankless. So yeah, I hope I didn't scare too many people off from nursing. You should still do it. There's a lot of benefits to it. It's worth it. Like again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't want to do anything else other than nursing, but I do want to keep it real that there is a downside. There are downsides. Yeah, nursing can be very rough, but I will make a part two of like the benefits of it, to kind of balance this one out. So, thank you all for watching. And leave a comment down below, like if you can relate to any of this, or if you got any stories of your own that you could add, downsides to this. All right, so thank you guys. Bye.